Ironically, this recommendation video is going to end up being finished by the time the winter season starts, so I apologize for the long wait, but here's my fall 2016 recommendations. Sound Euphonium Season 2. I've already reviewed the first season, and by all accounts, this season brings more of the same. The story manages to ramp up as the band tackles the goal of making the national competition. There seems to be more of a focus on some of the older band members in this season, as the incidents that plagued the band in the previous years finally comes to light. There is a significant amount of band drama in this season to the point where it's beginning to become a little overbearing. This has been tempered somewhat with storylines involving Take-sensei's past and Kumiko's older sister. Again, the Yuri baiting maintains a solid presence, albeit it's not teased as heavily this season. The animation retains its outstanding quality, and I would categorize it as the best of the season. The music also remains a standout in the series as well. I wholeheartedly recommend Sound Euphonium to everyone that has not checked it out yet. Girlish Number. Written by the man behind My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu, comes this excellent show about aspiring anime voice actresses. Girlish Number retains a rather sarcastic tone about the anime industry in general and often criticizes it quite a bit. This message has been toned down in recent episodes though, so it remains to be seen if the season will maintain the quality that the start possessed. The series focuses on a cast of young ladies as they work on a frankly awful show. There's a tinge of Shirobako here, but the story places a large emphasis on Chitose. Chitose is one of my favorite characters in recent memory, mostly due to her flamboyant narcissism. The rest of the cast is great as well, and they manage to put these characters into all sorts of awkward situations, ranging from fan events to promotional video filming. One of my favorite details is intentionally animating the anime within an anime with a poor quality. The singing sequence in the first episode remains my favorite piece of the animation though. Overall, Girlish Number is a solid show so far that will hopefully finish as well as it started. Drifters. Drifters presents the tale of great historical warriors duking it out in a new fantasy land. The series starts off with a battle featuring Shimasu Toisa, who is critically injured and finds himself transported into a fantasy world by a mysterious man in glasses. The story features a wide range of historical figures ranging from Nobunaga to Scipio Africanus as they join together to satisfy their own selfish desires and eventually fight an army led by a mysterious figure known as the Black King. Drifters is the best action show of the season. The fights are excellently choreographed and feature gallons of blood. There's also a level of political machinations that make the show very interesting during the non-action scenes. Surprisingly, there is also a lot of comedy. This aspect has been hit or miss with some, but I heavily enjoyed the tone shifts. The comedy is not the main focus and serves to break up the more serious moments. Drifters is a show that is worth watching, and I recommend that anyone with an interest in an action anime check this one out. Kiss Him, Not Me. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but this show is my current favorite of the season. The show stars Kai Serenuma, a female otaku that loves reading yaoi material. After one of her favorite anime characters is killed off, she goes into shock, which causes her to lock herself up in her room for a week. When she emerges, she discovers that she's lost a lot of weight, becoming absolutely gorgeous to the boys at her school. In particular, 4 boys all fall for Kai and begin competing with each other for her affection. The inherent strength of Kiss Him Not Me is its comedy. The show is genuinely hilarious with the situations that the characters have to go through. Unlike Watamote, the otaku nature of Kai is never cringeworthy, but actually remains rather endearing. Kiss Him Not Me also has some of the best introductions of new characters that I have seen in quite a bit. The show is hilarious, and anyone who's a fan of anime needs to check it out. Izetta the Last Witch. I am an absolute sucker for anything related to the World War II period. Izetta the Last Witch is set in this period, albeit on a slightly alternate Earth. The story follows Izetta, the last surviving witch, as she is rescued from the Germanian Empire. Izetta then agrees to help Princess Fine protect her country Eltstadt from the invading Germanians. This really is a World War II-esque story with the addition of magic. There is a significant amount of focus on espionage and managing propaganda during the middle portion of the episodes. This manages to make the series a bit more enjoyable as it focuses on the total war efforts. There also is a hint of a relationship between Fine and Izetta that is sure to please the shippers. The most impressive scenes involve the use of Izetta's powers. From aerial dogfights with planes to taking out an entire battalion of soldiers, this series actually has a high amount of wonderfully animated action. It was one of my favorites of this season, I highly recommend checking it out. Bubuki Baranki, the Gentle Giants of the Galaxy. I've already reviewed the first season of Bubuki Baranki. While entertaining at some points, the first season was not that great. The second season follows similarly, but does excel in some places. There is a greater emphasis on Baranki battles. In fact, Barankis are actually used a lot more in this season. These fights are highly entertaining and make the rest of the series worth watching. There's a plethora of backstory introduced, but it's not really too interesting. Azuma's sister is also introduced, and she may be one of the worst anime characters of the season. I have not disliked a character this much in a long time. To sum it up, the Baranki battles are great. The rest of it leaves a lot to be desired, though. It was enjoyable, but not really worth it. Cultic 9. This is a show that I don't think many people will stick with. There are a large amount of differing plots to the point that it's difficult to follow the story for the first 6 episodes. However, all these plot points do converge and the story picks up immensely from that point onward. This is a series that is rife with conspiracy and the occult, centered on a blog run by Yuri. The story is kind of messy, but the rest of the show manages to impress with the sound design and animation. It might not please everyone, but be sure to check it out. Yuri on Ice. One of the best shows of the season is surprisingly about competitive figure skating. The main character Yuri suffers a terrible loss in the Grand Prix and considers retiring from the sport. He manages to catch the attention of the #1 figure skater Victor. Inspired by Yuri, Victor flies out to Japan and offers to be Yuri's coach. From here, the show largely focuses on the competition and the growing relationship between Yuri and Victor. The story remains enthralling due to how well these characters mesh. Throw in some impressive animation with the figure skating and the best soundtrack of the season, and it can be easily seen that this show is a must-watch. Kaiju. I broke my steadfast rule about watching ecchi shows with this stupid anime. The series is centered on a young woman attending a Kaiju school in order to become a professional player. Kaiju is a sport that features bikini-clad women attempting to knock each other off of a platform using only their boobs and their butts. It's as stupid as it sounds. Featuring a large array of fan service and the crazy special techniques, the show was surprisingly entertaining to my embarrassment. Those seeking for something crazy to watch should definitely check out the show. Like always, every show that I covered in here will get a full-length review. I've just been really busy with school and then the subsequent holidays, so it took a really long time for me to get this fall recommendation list out. I realize that the winter season is actually starting the weekend that this video will come out, so thanks for everyone for their patience in waiting for my fall recommendations. As for the schedule going forward, I have 22 weeks worth of reviews ready to go up. So for 22 weeks, there's going to be a new video review going up every Sunday. As always, thanks for checking this video out, and I'm really excited to have the full-length review start again.